Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lola Olaniro. I'm a YouTuber, also a makeup artist based in Lagos, Nigeria. So I'm starting out by cleaning our face because you don't want to do makeup on a dirty surface, so you have to clean the face very well. So after cleaning the face, I'm drying up our face with my mini hand fan. So next I'm going to be applying my hydrating spray to keep our face hydrated. Then I'm using my brush to blend in very well so that our skin can take in the moisture. Next I'm going to be applying my moisturizer because you have to moisturize the skin. It is important to make sure the skin is well hydrated before you go in with your makeup. Okay, just blend in very well. Make sure the skin takes in all the moisture. You can use your main hand fan to dry in as well. So next I'm using my hydrating primer from Omaricold to keep the face hydrated. I'm trying to add enough water to the skin because it is important to feed the skin with enough water. Make sure you do this step. You don't want to skip it because this is what is going to make your makeup last. This is what will keep your makeup in place throughout the day. So it's important for you to do your skin prep very well. Don't skip it. It is important, please. Moisturizers, hydrating spray, hydrating primer can be used on all skin types. So here I'm trying to hydrate the under eye because that place tends to dry out very quickly, so I always hydrate my under eye separately after I've gone in with my moisturizer. I always repeat that step under the eye so that that place will be well moisturized. So now I'm using my primer and my primer on the T-zones of our face. So this is going to control the oil that always come out from the T-zones. So it is important to use your primer, okay? But if you have a client that always break out, maybe they have pimples on the forehead and all of that, you can skip a mattifying primer. I'm using a mattifying primer for her. You can skip a mattifying primer and just use your hydrating primer. So it is important to know that after each step of skin prep, you must always fan in with your mini hand fan to dry in whatever you have applied. Okay, so here you can see me checking my foundation on her face. I'm trying to check if the foundation matches her skin tone and her skin undertone, okay, before going in with my foundation. So here I'm applying my foundation. I'm applying the darker shade first. The darker shade at the outer corners of our eyes, of our face rather, while the lighter shade in the inner corners. So this will help me match our skin better. Okay, it's going to give me the actual skin tone. So now I'm spraying with my setting spray before I start to blend. It is important to spray before you blend because this is going to help you blend seamlessly and it's going to help your foundation blend well, like it will go inside the skin. Okay, it's going to give you a very seamless blend, a skin-like finish when you spray before you blend. So keep blending. Blending is very important in makeup. So under the eye, make sure that you don't have too much product, too much foundation under the eye to avoid cakiness. So make sure you don't have too much product under the eyes and keep blending. It is very important in makeup. Blending is game. Blending is all that matters. So blend well. Make sure you blend very well. So now I'm applying the setting spray again to seal up my foundation. Guys, I forgot to record my concealer application. I'm so sorry. So now I'm setting under her eyes. I'm trying to set all the highlighted areas. So while you are setting, please go in with one layer of setting powder. Don't pack the setting powder on your beauty sponge, because that way your under eye is going to cake, because that means you are going to be carrying too many products under the eyes. So go in with one layer, very light layer of setting powder, so you can build up as you are applying, okay? But don't carry too many products at once. So I'm setting the forehead area, the jaw. Now I'm setting a smile line. So whenever you want to set the smile line, ask your client to blow her mouth, okay? This is going to help you to set directly on the smile line to avoid breaking. You know, smile lines tends to break when people smile and smile and smile in parties. So to avoid that, you can set directly on the smile lines. So I'm applying another layer of setting powder under her eyes, like under the eyes, because that place tends to break. So when you do this step, it's not going to break, okay? Just apply another layer of setting powder under the eyes, directly under the eyes. So now I'm powdering our face. I'm applying powder every other place except the highlighted areas. Now I'm setting the whole face. So while you are setting the whole face, you go in with a shade of powder. You go in with a shade of powder, then set our whole face with it. I'm trying to powder our neck area as well, and our entire face. So now I'm trying to snatch the nose. I'm contouring her nose. I didn't do wet contouring for her because she's dark skinned, like very dark skin. In fact, I used one of the darkest foundation in my kit for her. So if I should do wet contouring, it's not going to show, so that's going to be a waste of time on my part. So I decided to do dry contouring alone for her. So now I'm contouring her face. I'm applying a darker shade of powder that is 2 times darker than our actual skin tone powder. So that is what I'm using to contour her face. So now I'm applying blush. I'm mixing a red and an orange shade blush together to give her the kind of warmth that I want. I don't want her face to be too red, and also an orange shade is not going to suit her skin tone. So I have to mix it with red, but I don't want it to be too red, so I'm not using only red. I'm mixing red and orange. So I applied little on her forehead as well to give her forehead the depth that I needed for contour. Now it's time for the eyeshadow. I'm applying my eyeshadow base. So please guys, when you're applying eyeshadow base, don't pack too much product. In makeup, just don't pack too much product. Go in lightly. Like, you can always build up whatever you want in makeup. Don't go in with too much product at once. So I'm blending the eyeshadow base to avoid creasing of my eyeshadow. So I'm trying to give her this chiseled jawline. So hence I'm using my beauty blender to cut that side out. So now I want to do the eyeshadow. I'm doing my transitioning now with a powder, so I'm using a dark shade for the transition. The same shade I used to do a nose contouring is what I'm using to do transition. So now I'm using a brown shade eyeshadow to give it more depth. So while you're blending your eyeshadow, guys, make sure you blend very well. Make sure you blend very well to avoid harsh lines. So now I'm about to cut the crease. The next thing to do is to apply eyeshadow on the cutted crease. So I'm using a light orange shade, like a very light orange shade, while I'm patting in gently. I'm not sweeping, I'm just patting. So pat your eyeshadow on the eyes for more intensity. That way it's going to be more intense, okay? So now I'm using the same brown shade I used for transitioning. I'm applying it on the cut crease line. It's not always good to leave your line like that very obvious, so I'm applying it on the line so that it's going to dull out the cut crease. I don't want it looking very obvious. I don't like my cut crease looking exactly like cut crease, like looking too obvious. So I always add whichever shade of eyeshadow I want. I always add it on the line, directly on the line, just to blur it out. Now I'm applying highlighter on the eyes to give it more glow. You know, she wanted something not too loud, and at the same time something that is going to make a statement. Hence, I'm not using glitters or pigments or anything. I'm just using highlighter just to make the eyes pop more, and at the same time not too loud. So here I'm applying gel liner on the waterline. Okay, so we are smudging just to give that under eye some more pop, you know. This thing has a particular effect it gives the under eye, so it's always necessary to do that part. That is if you want to anyways. So now I'm lining the eyes. With a black water liner. It's time for mascara. So the effect of mascara is to dust off all the fallout of eyeshadow from the natural lashes. Okay, it's going to dust it off so that when you apply your first lash, it's going to blend in. There won't be demarcations or dirtiness under the first lash. I'm using Egan Estelle Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony to line her lip. So I'm overlining, but I'm not doing too much. I'm not going way overboard. I'm just overlining a little because she has a soft lip, like a small lip, and she instructed me that she does not like her lip looking too big. So I had to just trace on a natural lip line and overline a little. I'm not going overboard at all. So here I'm applying my lashes, my first lash. So let's continue with the mouth. So I'm applying a nude lipstick in the inners of her mouth. Okay. Tell your client to smack and smack. Look at that, guys. The lip is looking so yummy. Okay, I went back in with my brush, like the brush I used to line the lip, just to enhance the brown liner more, you know. Now it's time for the eyebrows, and I'm using Brownmatic by Damel Brow Gel to tame eyebrows. It is important to keep the brows in shape, like in form. Make sure they are well tamed down before you start drawing your brows. Okay, now I'm using my brow pencil from Eversheen. Oh sorry, it's a black pencil actually. I'm using my black pencil from Eversheen to outline our brows. So when you're using this black pencil, you have to be light-handed because it's black. You have to be very, very light-handed so that it won't be looking weird. So now I'm going in with my Davis brown pencil to fill in the brows. I don't want to use the same black pencil to fill in the brows because I don't want my brows looking too black. so I use brown Davis pencil to fill in my brows. I only use the black pencil to outline, and probably sometimes fill in the tail of my brows. So now I'm filling the outer corners of the eyes. I'm doing little strokes in front of the eyebrow so that it can look very natural. You can make sure your pencil is well sharpened when you are doing this part, because you don't want it to be looking too fat. You just need small strokes in front. So right now I'm lining the upper part of the brows with the same black pencil from Eversheen. So now it's time to clean up the brows. So I'm using my concealer to clean up the brows and give it more definition. So now I'm dusting off the setting powder from her face, from the under eye, the forehead, the chin area, the nose area. I'm dusting off with a lighter powder shade because those are my highlighted areas and I want them to remain highlighted, like lighter than our entire face. So I'm using a powder shade that is lighter than our actual powder shade to dust off the setting powder from our face. So now I'm reapplying the blush to enhance the blush more so that it will pop a little bit more. Touching up our lips as well. So now I'm setting the entire face. We are done with the makeup and I'm just setting the whole face. So my client requested we change the lip because she does not like the pink effect that other nude was giving her. So we tried red. Red did not work because she wanted to wear a red outfit. She thought that red will be nice, but I told her red won't complement our eyeshadow look and our entire makeup. So we changed to this milkish nude shade, and this was it. This actually complemented the high better and it came out well. So the last thing I did for this look was I applied mascara on the under lash because I wanted them to pop out more. So guys, I didn't use cheek glaze for her because she has an oily skin, so I don't want her to be looking all oily and all of that. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you love the look as much as I do. So guys, please don't forget to like my video, comment, share, and most importantly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Till next time, bye.